guys, it's Tiff, and I am here for the SNL Sunday Challenge, and the challenge is to use embossing powders. So that is what we're going to be doing today. Sorry, I was just clearing a couple things off my desk. And we're going to do a Project Life spread from Halloween of my son. So the first thing I want to do is do some of the prep work, which includes the embossing, and then I will probably come back with finishing up the layout. As you can see, I've already kind of pulled the products that I want to use, and I did a little bit of prep work. Like this is from a Becky Higgins Project Life card, and I cut the pumpkin out, and I am going to journal on it, but I embossed. Wow. I did stamp with my Brilliant Galaxy Gold ink on there, and it's going to be going down here. This is one of the cards that I'm going to be embossing. It's just some plain black cardstock, and I'm going to emboss that with this Doris embossing folder. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in my embossing folder like so, and then we'll emboss it. And then I have two more black cardstock pieces. If you see, this is actually from a card, a pre-done card, and I didn't want to use the scallop part, so I had cut this off, and then I cut, it was one piece like this, and then I cut it into sections so that I could use it in two different spots on my layout. And I'm going to be using this Sizzix. Let's see if it has a name. It doesn't say a name, but it looks like this. I'm going to be using that embossing folder. If you see, these pieces fit just right in here, to emboss that here in a second. And then the only other prep thing besides figuring out where my cards are going to go that I've done is I used, you see, this is where the pumpkin came out of, like that. So I used my Gold Lame Mist, and I washi taped that card down, and it has a little slit in it too, so I had to washi it down, and then that covers up the rest of the card. So then when I take all of this off, and I just used some washi that I just got at Michael's. One is the silver one that I said I wouldn't use that much, and then the other one is the wide snowflake, just because I didn't want to have to use so many pieces of the silver. And I figured that small amount would not be the end of the world. Sorry, and one piece is stuck pretty good, so I'm just trying to remove that. But that's what that looks like, and then we'll be adding Happy Halloween or something in there to the finished product. But I just wanted that kind of title card to be a little special. So now I'm going to collect these things for the moment so that we can go ahead and do our embossing here on camera, but I need this stuff out of our way to do so. So, and then I noticed, if you noticed, that I was missing something in this protector right here, the top middle. I have something planned for that, but we don't need a card, so you will see that momentarily. So now I got out my Big Shot, and when I'm embossing, I use my old plates because it's not really, it doesn't really matter, you know, because it's covered completely in plastic, so it's not going to affect the paper. If I were going to die cut something, I would pull out my newer plates. But anyhow, just a little tip. I'm going to put in my first embossing folder and I'm going to sandwich that be in between. Sorry, it's probably going to be a little shaky because my camera gets put, well, it's not acting like it wants to take that one in with it. So let's see. That's not going to emboss it though. Just ignore me. It's been a long time since I've embossed, so just bear with me. I may have to just kind of It doesn't want to emboss. What in the world? Let me put these more in the center of my embossing folder. And these you have to be careful because you need to line them up so that the stuff kind of goes straight across on them, because it has lines. Alright guys, I'm going to give this one more whirl. Yeah, it's still not working. Maybe I have to take one of my tabs off. Hold on. You guys are like, are you sure you know what you're doing, lady? I know that's what you're thinking. Like I said, it's been a really long time since I have embossed. Hence the reason we're doing this challenge. Sorry if that's hard to see because I'm having to hold that tab up in order for it to be in frame. Okay, let's give this a whirl. There we go. And again, I apologize for the shakiness. So I like to do 2 passes, whether I'm die cutting or embossing, because I just think you get better results typically. So I'm just coming out the back side here with my embossed pieces, and they look great. So that's the good news. And I probably didn't have to emboss this entire thing, but I like the folded look of it. So there we go. So I hope you can see that. It'll be easier to see once we get it on our cards. Now, my second embossing folder, I'm going to start out back here and come forward. So, let me see if I can see there. Sorry, guys. I wanted you to be able to see. Now, this one is feeling really like it's not grabbing anything. So I'm going to put my tab back down, or back up, forward for this one. So like this. And this is a little off as well. So let me line that up. And this actually feels like it needs a shim. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to use this embossing folder. Good morning, son. Go get dressed. And I'll see you when you get done getting dressed. Okay? Sorry, guys. I'm going to try to use this other embossing folder as a shim because I don't actually have a shim. And I have alphas flying everywhere. I hope I'm not tearing up my embossing. Oh boy, it sure was curling, wasn't it? The good news is it did emboss my paper. So, alright, I'm going to put these away. And we're going to pull our page back out. Oh. So that was interesting, wasn't it? Okay. So now I need to, first of all, bring you guys, sorry guys, back down kind of where my workspace is. And put these letters back up. And then I'm going to take my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper and chomp our corners. Right? And I think I want to use, this is the 1/2 inch side I'm going to use. And I kind of have a variegated embossed look, but I kind of like that. So, and a lot of this is going to be covered up by my pumpkin anyway, so One is Parker sleeping, and the other one is Parker, he looks like a zombie, which I thought was kind of funny. So, and then the reason, I know you're thinking, well, why did you stamp a haunted house on there? And the reason I stamped a haunted house on there is because we were considering going to a haunted house, but it was getting late and Parker was tired, so we decided not to. And I'm going to journal about that, basically about why we didn't go to the haunted house and how cute he looked sleeping. So something like that. Alright, just gonna put my corner chomper away, and you probably lost me for a few seconds. Hopefully it's while I was laughing at myself because I don't know how to use my embossing folders like I thought I did. Anywho, we're just gonna keep going then. I'm going to take this Project Life card. These are from the Becky Higgins Halloween mini set. So I'm going to take this. I have a sticker that's very similar to that trick or treat, so I'm just going to use that in a minute. So let's see. And this is Parker riding in Jessica's car. It's actually the same picture of this, but I made a collage with these two, so I wanted to include both of them. So I'm going to put that there. That's the middle card. This card goes here. And then I'm going to have sequins here. And then this card. And that's Parker acting like a ninja. I'm going to cut it down just a smidgen. Because I want it to fit better in my card. So here is that Trick or Treat sticker. These are pebble stickers I got right after Halloween. Archivers marked their Halloween to 40 off, so that made it easy. Now I've got to decide, do I want to, there's this piece that says part 2. And I think I actually want to cover that up, because I don't think it's that important. So I'm going to put that Trick or Treat, and then cut that off. And then I can use this label somewhere else. So